Good morning. Welcome to North Georgia Now Today. Good afternoon, good evening, good day to every single one of you. This is the beginning of a brand new week. Boy, do we need a beginning of a brand new week. We had a great week last week. It was fun. It was busy. We had a lot of really good guests. And you will notice today there's no chair sitting over here. A chair was sitting here for Palmer Williams. Now, do you think most people would know who Palmer Williams is?
No.
Did we know who he was a month ago?
Nope.
We do now.
Yep.
We went to see Medea's Big Happy Family. Palmer Williams happens to be in it. Palmer Williams was going to be in this seat today. He's now going to be in this seat Thursday. He ended up having to go to Mobile for a couple of days, and we're rescheduling, so this seat that would normally have this man sitting here who sings, what did he say? It's gospel, rhythm, and blues. Is that the term he used, I believe? Debbie Baker has heard his music. I have not. But he has a part in this movie. He was at the event where they filmed, where I wanted to be Friday night, they filmed Medea's Big Happy Christmas event. And he knows Tyler Perry, and he knows the inside scoops. The inside scoops will tell you that Tyler Perry's life was not perfect. I'd say it wasn't even good for many years. He was homeless. He lived on the streets. Do you know where he lived before he moved to Atlanta?
Louisiana.
Do you know what's happening in Louisiana as we speak? Flooding. So many people are losing their farms, their homes. They had to take their treasures, their paperwork, grandma's china, their old antique furniture. They've had to load up. It is going to be a very sad, strange time, and they're doing it to save New Orleans. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And 20 feet of water, and they said it will stay that way for 4 weeks. Now, a swimming pool is about 8 feet, and when you imagine that times another time and a half, it's a lot of water for everything to be under. Most homes would be in underwater for 4 weeks pretty much do away with your house?
I would think so.
I think it's going to be devastating. And what we have seen here for tornadoes, the tornado was on the ground 30 seconds. And it destroyed so much and so many lives. This water is going to be on the land, on the homes, on everything for 4 weeks. So I can't imagine what they're facing and how many thousands and thousands of acres.
Yeah, a lot.
Where'd we go Saturday?
Well, you need to back up. Your mouth gets ahead of your brain or something. I don't know what takes place in there, but you know, you were talking about Palmer, and he's not here today. He'll be here Thursday. For those the viewers who have went to see the
Medea's
movie,
Big Happy Family,
they may want to know what part he played in the movie.
You know why I didn't say?
Do you think that he would?
Yeah, do you know why I
Sure,
didn't
she's
say?
covering up.
I don't know. I don't remember. What part does he play?
Remember he played the boss, and he fires that.
He fired that
I don't
poor
remember
guy.
the names.
He did. He fired somebody who really needed a job and who had
I
just
don't even
gotten out
know
of jail.
what was the place of business. I don't even remember.
I don't know. He worked on a loading dock. I can't remember. But yeah, that's why I didn't tell y'all. But he does play in the film, and he is, I think this is his 3rd time out with Tyler Perry. Now that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool because Tyler Perry is one of those people, you can't wait until the movie releases. Then once you see it, you're like, I really like that. I want to see it again.
Now, does Palmer do any of the plays with him?
I'm not sure. But Palmer's big thing is music, and he just released a new CD, and that's why he's going to be with us. And we're going to talk a little bit about what it's like to get within 10 feet of Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry's like the big deal. Okay, your favorite scene in the movie was what?
Well, like everybody else, it's the drive-through at the fast food restaurant scene.
So good. And I'm a little slow to get it together sometimes with characters. And after watching several of his movies over and over, it blows my mind that he does all these parts. He is amazing.
And it was funny the other day, I was going to the post office, and that little fast food restaurant beside the street that you go up there to, There was
I know. Where they
there-
had 80-cent hamburgers and now they're 89 cents.
there was an old Cadillac in the drive-through that
And you thought
just like the one Medea was driving, and I thought, uh-oh, they're in for a treat today.
Oh, gosh. I think this movie has changed the way people who work drive-in windows treat the public. Because if you have seen this movie, it will wake you up. And quite often, they don't say thank you. They don't say come back again. They don't really give a care, and that's pretty bad. But I'm seeing some new attitudes in the drive-in windows. Because when Medea doesn't get her biscuit that she wants, she is one mad woman.
He ended up driving through the restaurant.
She drove through it, yeah.
And sliding over the counter.
She did. She did. Well, we went to a little town on Saturday for Heritage Days. And in that little town, there's not a drive-in restaurant. But once upon a time, and this is a trivia question we're going to ask, once upon a time on Old Highway 5, up near what is now Regions Bank, is that right? Across the street, there was a little, did it have curb service?
Yeah.
Okay. And you might have had somebody come out to your car and wait on you at the little restaurant.
Oh, okay. No,
Okay,
I don't.
owned by
I
a
don't know if
family
they had
called
curb
In-
service
started
or
with
not.
an N?
I'm thinking they once upon a
I
time
think
did.
they did.
Before my time.
If you can think of
Do you
the
remember that?
name, no, I don't. Don't before my time.
Well, I got a trivia question for you.
Okay.
Do you know where it was before it was right there?
I don't.
Well,
I'm sorry. At that time in my life, I was a city slicker. That was before I came up Old Highway 5.
she thinks she was a city slicker.
That's before I came up Old Highway 5 and found that little tiny town. But if you can remember the name.
She thinks she was a city slicker. Next time y'all watch Heart of the Home.
I was, yeah. That was a long time ago, too.
At the end of it, you know, when they're doing that and they're doing what they never do on this show and saying bye-bye.
Don't you make fun of me now.
I want you to listen to how she says that.
Oh, hush now. He gets so many kicks out of rewinding that, and it just kills me.
She'll go, bye-bye. How do you spell
is.
that? B-U-H, bye.
Oh, God, he'll get so much pleasure making fun of me.
I just say bye-bye and be done with it.
It is Nick's, what did they sell at Nick's little place? What was the name of the, what did they sell? Ice cream?
Food restaurant, and yeah, they had ice cream.
And why is it no
I had
longer
been
there?
in there a few times.
Why is it no longer there?
Before it closed. Well, I guess because
Family owned?
Ollie, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ollie Nix and Nora Nix ran it for
Right.
a long time,
And are they related to somebody else who has a restaurant in Ball Ground today?
I don't know.
Is Dot related to them in any way?
Not that I'm aware
Okay,
of.
because there's another family restaurant that has been there over 40 years. So although if you go to Ball Ground, you don't get to go to a drive-in restaurant. There are no fast food restaurants in Ball Ground. There's a hot dog place. There's the new sandwich shop downtown. There is another little place out there near where the Chinese place used to be. What is it called? He advertises with us. Big Dog something.
Yeah.
What do you, got good hot dogs, good
The
onion
Dog
rings.
House?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. So Ball Ground does have a few restaurants now, but they still don't have, and I think that turns you into a city. Once you get those drive-through restaurants, then all of a sudden, here comes one, here comes one, here comes one, here comes one, and things change. The things in Ball Ground, you have to park your car, you have to get out, you have to go in, you have to get to know folks, and it's a nice atmosphere, isn't
Yeah.
it?
And I've seen some people that I used to go to school with in Ball Ground Elementary. Alan Bird, Angie Howell, Colleen Kelly, and actually Colleen Kelly and Angie Howell are cousins.
And they took pictures of us as we were taking pictures of them, so it was fun.
We also have we had a picture taken with Colleen's daughter Morgan
Right.
in front of the tow truck, and I thought
Town
that
and
was
country.
yeah, I thought that was sweet that Colleen put that as her profile picture.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you
so
notice that?
I have not, but if you go to Facebook, we downloaded about 40 pictures from the parade in Ball Ground. They will be available. We're going to have them on Hello North Georgia. Hannah's going to transfer them to that so I can take them off my Facebook, because Facebook gave me one of those nasty little messages yesterday, and it said, you have 2,271 mobile photos. You have to delete some. And I went, oh, I have to do what? So you can only they put so many on there?
You heard that, didn't you, Rich Scott?
What?
She had her phone so full of pictures, she's going to have to delete them before she puts any more on. And that is how many? 2,000?
2,271 pictures.
Rich, is that not ridiculous?
It was fun.
And a lot of the folks down in Ball Ground was so glad to get to see Rich. You know, it's good to see.
They're like, hey, buddy, we want you. Hey, you saw my tractor. Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. It was a good beginning of a great weekend. We were also scheduled to go to a wedding. We have to say congratulations to the new couple. Their names are?
Justin and Angela Bowles.
There you go. Happy days to you and many happy days for you. Last night you got a special phone call from your little buddy Jason.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He is one of the singers that came up here and sang that day with the Burnt Mountain Center Choir. We've been buddies for several years, and about a week ago he went to his mom and he said, Mom, write down Freddie's phone number on a piece of paper. So she did and give it to him. Last night he comes into the living room and says, Mom, give me your phone. So she gives him her phone, and he sits down and he dials my phone number, and he says, hey, it's me, Jason Bowles. So I said, hey, Jason Bowles. And it was a real treat to get a phone call from him. He is one sweet fella.
And he said since his brother got married, there's an extra room at their house. He wants you to come spend the night.
Yeah.
So there you go. The friendships we have developed here are amazing. The people we met here are amazing. Many of the people we met here, you won't have the opportunity to meet. We've traveled a lot. We met Aaron Tippin. We met Gene Watson. We met Donna Fargo. Wanda Jackson, one of my very favorite interviews was Miss Wanda Jackson. We have been afforded the opportunity to meet some amazing people. Last night, he forced me to watch a movie that I did not like at all, but it was...
I didn't force you.
No, I'm kidding, but it was Life. And it was a disgusting life that was probably a very true story.
Now they're going to want to know what the name of the movie
well,
is.
We can't tell them. We're not going to say the word, but we will tell you it was about women being beaten down and beaten down and beaten down.
A lot of people would know it if I said it's something out of Carolina.
Right. And in this movie, I was so amazed. Did you pick up on the song that played in that movie? By Wanda Jackson?
Several of them.
Right or wrong. And this movie was done in 1996, and it is a very thought-provoking movie. It's something almost like Tyler Perry would write, because it has the highs, the lows, the goods, the bads. When a man abuses a child, the neighbors and the family take him out and beat him nearly to death, which should have just gone ahead and beat him to death. But the movie was it was a very down movie. But in it, a lot of thought, because so many women will stay in that situation. This woman, I didn't like the movie because it ended tragically. She did not leave this situation.
I knew you wouldn't like the movie to begin with.
Yeah,
it's a movie that should be seen.
It needs to be seen. It needs to be seen, and you need to realize that many times men get you in a position that you will stay down, and this mom chose to let her child go away than to give up this abusive, horrible man. But the cool thing about the movie is when I would get really mad watching this movie, then here come this great song from the past, and it would be people that I knew and loved their music. And I thought, this is weird, because they lose you, making you want to turn the TV off and throw your shoe at the TV, and then they bring you back with this great music. So it was a very controversial film, but it was, I'm glad I saw it. Would I ever watch it again? Maybe not. But who was the man that you talked to who played in this movie? And he was also local talent, Sonny?
Sonny Sawyer, yeah. He was Enos in the Dukes of Hazzard.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He played in this movie, but I don't even remember what he played.
He interviewed the child. He was a police officer.
Okay.
Who interviewed the child when she would not tell what the stepfather had been doing to her.
I think I was on the phone during the time that particular scene was shown.
Right.
But I had the honor to talk to Sonny on the phone
during or right at the time of the film, wasn't it? And that's what brought your interest to this film, because it's very down, y'all.
Yeah.
But it's also something, as a mother of daughters, you might ought to watch with your daughters, because you might ought to let them know that if there's an abuse situation like was going on in this, you don't stay in it. And this poor woman stayed and stayed and stayed and stayed and stayed too long. But But anyway, in that, I thought, well, there's Wanda Jackson's music. So I went in and I pulled out the DVD of Wanda Jackson, and I thought about how cool she was to meet. Was she 78 when we met her? Pretty much? Still doing rockabilly music. Now, since we met her, she has now come out with 2 more CDs. She has original music out on the charts today, which is amazing because she is way up in the 70s, but she is really a cool, cool lady. Donna Fargo, in her late 60s now, is still on, you know, she's still doing her little trips. She's still doing the meet and greets. She came out with We Can Do Better in America. We've played that for y'all many, many times, and it is such an awesome, awesome song. It's funny how I look back at the women who kind of paved the way, Loretta Lynn was one of those who paved the way. As we pulled up today, she was playing. She paved the way her way. She didn't give in, she didn't give up, and she never compromised her beliefs to become successful, did she? And I think that's important. I think that's very important. So if you're traveling the road to stardom, to financial wealth, to wherever you're traveling, don't compromise and don't give in, because somebody says, well, if you'll do me this favor, you'll get it. And I think the women that I admire the most did it their way. They did it their way. And today we're going to share a little bit of Donna Fargo. She has fought MS for 35 years. She is still out in the public. She's still writing. She's still doing her thing. And many, many days she can't get out of the bed. But she has done her career her way, and I so admire that. And it's like Wanda Jackson. She did not give up the rockabilly when people were saying, oh, you might do gospel and you might do well or you might do this. She said, nope, this is what I do. So she did rockabilly. And with that, what's his name, Jack White? Yep, came out and produced her. I mean, she was like, this big, huge name is going to produce me. And she's like, I can't believe he wants this 70-something-year-old old woman. He loved her music, and he loved the idea that she didn't change it. So if you hold to your beliefs and you do what you think is right, many times the outcome will be amazing. It will be amazing. Now, I've got to do something I really didn't want to do today, but I'm going to. Angela's in ICU at Piedmont, and we want to say good morning to her and get well soon. Saturday, if you saw me standing outside, I was standing outside Piedmont Mountainside Emergency Room praying when the sheriff walked up and put his arm around me and said, I just wanted to come and check on you, and I very much appreciate that. Got a lot of calls, a lot of messages. I think my daughter Dawn said it best. She said, I've never seen anything that anybody got that many messages at one time. So many of you are praying for Angela. Her potassium was like down to 0. She had been unconscious for hours. Her muscle mass had begun to break down. Her body temperature was 84. She was in critical condition. Today she is in, I don't know if they've upgraded her to stable or what, what they've done yet, but yesterday those bright blue eyes were opened and she was in and out of consciousness, but she was speaking, talking, writing notes. So Sunday was a much better day than Saturday afternoon. But to everybody who saw us at the hospital, to everybody who sent messages, thank you very, very much. Please pray for her. Please find a special prayer that will ask for strength for her, because that's something she needs. And you know, today we talked about, I asked you, what did Karen Carpenter die from? And you told me congestive heart failure. Her body gave up. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody will. You have to take care of yourself. And I wrote down something. My mother used to tell me that you want to grow up to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. Well, healthy for sure, but you have to take care of yourself to stay healthy. Wise, wisdom comes with age. I believe that, because at 27, I wasn't near as smart as I am today, because at 27, I was in an abusive relationship. I put up with all kinds of things. I was treated about as badly as the lady in the movie. Maybe that's why I didn't like that movie. What you reckon? Maybe so. Maybe so. And wealthy. And see this cup? This is a Caylors financial management cup. And I just keep saying, maybe if I drink out of this cup every day, I'll become wealthy, reckon.
From what I've seen lately, you won't know.
It's like Ponce de Leon when you go to the Fountain of Youth and you drink. So I drink out of my Caylors financial wealth. Money isn't everything, although I do keep this penny here to remind me, if it gets bad, Paul says it best, you can start saving at any age. You can start growing your wealth at any age. Don't give up. Don't give up.
You plan on starting anytime soon?
Yeah, I'm
In
trying.
about 5 years, you're going to be needing some.
I'm trying.
How many years you paid in Social Security?
Long time. Went to work when I was 14.
Do you pay Social Security now?
Uh-huh.
You do? You pay it in every year?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. But you don't draw enough to live on, and that's the thing. You have to build wealth that is not Social Security bound, because we're not sure the Social Security is going to be there. And number one, you're probably not going to draw enough, because this man teaches it to us all the time. Inflation is taking over and really, really going to take us out of here.
Well, that's probably why I don't have much, because when I worked for the mental health center, I put as much as I possibly could into my retirement 401k. And then with the school bus, you know, a school bus pay ain't a lot anyway, but I put a good bit of that into that in the short period of time that I was there, and had a little more in there than what I expected to have. So.
But you can start with a little bit. I mean, he told Angela, he said, you can start with $250 and truly invest it. You don't have to do the big thing. And if you've made mistakes, you know, when you see Joe Kelly's interview with me, you'll understand. I mean, I admit it, I was stupid. I did so many stupid things financially, but it's not too late to recover. So Calvin Rowland advertises with us, and Calvin got me thinking so much about the 401ks that people leave behind. So don't do that.
And that is so easy to do.
It is.
Because I had a retirement that I just recently remembered I had.
And said,
the day that Paul Cocker was on the show, what, a week or two ago?
Yes.
It dawned on me, I had that retirement that I had forgot about. And so it is easy to forget about. So if you have any out there, think about.
Find it, get it, put it to work for you.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to put something to work right now. A gentleman left here a couple of years ago, and I had talked to his nephew several times, invited him to be on the show. He said, I'm really nervous, I don't want to do that, but I want somebody to come out to the house. So Miss Hannah made a trip. He left much of his wealth behind. His wealth had to do with a lot of very interesting things. And this weekend, the R.T. Henson House is going to be open for your pleasure. It will be open for you to spend some time, view, just hang out. But Miss Hannah's going to give you a little mini visit. And this is about 10 minutes we're going to go to. She did this weekend. And it's going to show you some of the amazing things there. Now, Hannah, are you going to, is there music, or have you got an interview on this? Okay, all right, so we're going to go to this right now. And remember, this is the R.T. Henson House. He was very, very famous here in LJ. He was very famous around the world, but when he left here, he couldn't take his wealth and his art with him. So here we go.
Last night I had a crazy dream. Wish was granted just for me. It could be for anything. I didn't ask for money or a mansion in Malibu. I simply wished for one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still for one more day with you. One more day. First thing I do is pray for time to crawl. I'd unplug the telephone, keep the TV off. I'd hold you every second, say a million I love yous. That's what I do with one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. one more day with you. One more day, one more time, one more sunset, maybe I'd be satisfied. But then again, I know what it would do. Leave me wishing still one more day. Leave me wishing still one more day. Leave me wishing still one more day with you.
About R.T. Henson and why people around this area should know who he was.
R.T. grew up in this area, and he purchased this land that we're on now in the 60s, and he actually built this house from the ground up with his own tools and his own hands, and it took him about 10 years before he could move in, but once he moved in, he's lived here ever since. And he also would go around town, and he had a bicycle that was his mode of transportation. And most people wouldn't recognize him because of the bicycle. They call him the Bicycle Man, and he also was an inventor and invented a flying costume, and so some people would call him the Birdman because of that as well. He was a permanent fixture almost daily to the library, so if anyone went to the library, they might see him on a regular basis there.
Quite an icon for the LJ area. Well, you mentioned some things that he invented. What are some other things that he worked on that he maybe improved or that he completely invented out of his own mind?
Well, during the construction of the property, he actually built all of his own tools for the most part, and he would customize those for whatever that particular project needed. So if he needed something with a short handle, he would make it a short handle or a longer blade or a more round blade or a more square. It just depended on what he needed. He would actually move and take those things and create what he would need to finish the project properly. And the other things that he created, he invented all sorts of things. He invented his own weapons. He had some guns that he kind of played around with. He has a telescope in the house that you can see that he created. And he also created several things, some things with the world of dentistry that he had done prior to other people doing those, and things of that. And everything is displayed in the home as well, so you can go through and see the different types of things that he created, that he built.
Now, I know he was also a very good artist as well. Tell us about some of the art that you find here.
His art is very impressive. Unfortunately, people didn't know about it until after his passing. He was not openly discussing artwork with anybody, and so some of his old co-workers, when he would work at the quilt factory, he would draw things on a tablet or whatever, and he might give something to someone. So some people knew that he was artistically inclined, but nobody knew to what extent that he, of his artwork. I mean, he's absolutely phenomenal with his artwork. He did sculpture, he did paintings, he did drawings, he did sketches. I mean, you name it, and he pretty much did it with regard to the art world.
And all that's on display here.
It is. Everything is on display. He's got sculpture on display, his creativity that came out through his tool making, his creativity that came out through his canvas. And a majority of what we would consider canvas paintings today are actually on old pieces of wood, and some of them actually are painted on both sides because he was very frugal with his supplies, and he would paint on one side and turn it around and paint something else on another side years later.
Now, if somebody wanted to take some of that artwork home, is that available here?
It is available. We do have reprints for sale as well, and everything starts in the price range of $5 and up, so got a price range for everyone. And there are certain reprints that are already printed that you can take with you. all the way up to, if you want something printed on canvas, we can do that as well, but those would be orders.
Now, you guys will be open soon. Tell us about that and how the public can come and see this amazing home.
Okay, we will be open on the weekend of May 22nd and 21st and 22nd. And it's going to be open from 10 to 5 on Saturday, and it'll be open 1 to 5 on Sunday. And there is no admission. We do accept donations. We will be selling raffle tickets for a raffle for a reprint. It'll be a canvas reprint of one of the portraits that he has in there. And there's, like I said, there is no entrance fee, so anybody can come up. And where they would need to do is, the driveway is very narrow up here, so what we would like for them to do is park in the courthouse parking, and then we'll have a shuttle to bring them up to the property, and then a shuttle to break them back down. And for those who want to walk, there are stairs that come up the hill that you can walk up to the property as well.
Is there anything else you would like to say about RT or his home, or you guys opening it up for the public to see?
There are so many architectural features of the home that you don't see in a normal home. Everything, the stairs, he's got rounded stairs, he has spiral stairs, concrete. A lot of his home is made of concrete on the outside as well as on the inside. It's just a very unique, very, very neat property.
We're back. It is Monday, and it is a beginning of a new week. We had a very, very busy, wild, crazy, stressful weekend. But the weekend began in a little tiny town of Ball Ground, and we're going to show you some pictures now. Could you give people a traveling tour of Ball Ground?
Well, okay, there's Main Street.
Okay.
Don't blink.
Don't blink. Okay, the parade wasn't very long, but
Cherokee High School band.
It was full. It was great. It was really, really fun. Now, there's Dot's Restaurant in the background. Now, there's some of the kids. There were a lot of walkers in this parade, weren't there?
Yep. Sherry Martin wasn't one of them, I'll tell you.
No, she wasn't. Are you going to make a comment about me sitting on the back of the Tahoe and what you told somebody about my short legs?
She looked like, who was that? That sat in the big rocking chair, Ruth Buzzy. What was her? Yeah, Edith Ann.
It was funny. And I don't realize how short I am until I sit there and I'm dangling, and it was fun.
They wasn't no dangle. You didn't have no long enough legs
to the
for
back
them.
of the Tahoe. We had a really good time, and so many people said we watch every day. We love ETC. Thanks, Rich, for being there. Handed out a lot of candy. Met a lot of nice people. Now, I kept hearing your name more than anything because you are a Ball Ground boy. How many folks do you think that you went to school with were there? Because a lot of folks were hollering, "Hey, Freddie."
Well, there's several for sure.
Now, who is that? We got some pictures of her, too, and I can't remember. And I love that beautiful girl, Miss Cherokee Rose, that had them Tina Turner legs going on.
Gracie Neely.
Oh, man, she was gorgeous. And so many people, local folks, but new folks have come to the area. And the thing about Ball Ground is when you come to visit, you kind of get the idea you'd like to stay around a while. It's a very, very nice, still a very quiet community, still no drive-in restaurants, but a lot of little places you can walk, you can park and spend the day in downtown Ball Ground just walking and wandering. There's antique shops, there's a restaurant, there's a butcher shop. Now, your sister's been to the butcher shop. We haven't been there yet. But it's new. There's a plumbing business, there's a golf cart business, there's, I think, about 9 businesses now in downtown Ball Ground. And then out by the dollar store, there's several businesses. So a lot to see in Ball Ground.
Out by the dollar store.
Who wrote that song, Freddie? You want to ask a trivia question? We have a winner. Let me tell you, Mr. Jackie Voiles, that I guarantee you has been to Ball Ground and has been to Nick's Cafe. And before it was Nick's Cafe, there was a place near there called what?
The Frosty Bar.
The Frosty Bar. I wonder how many people sitting out there remember that.
Well, you got to tell where it was at.
Okay, tell where it was at.
Go ahead, you tell it.
I'm not sure exactly. I know Boswell Insurance is
Do you know
right
where
here.
Sharp Mountain Church is?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you know right down below there, there's a little bitty bridge and they
Yes,
get
sir.
across the Sharp Mountain
Yes,
Creek?
yes.
There's an old building there right
Old
before
building.
it, on the left, going south. That was the Frosty Bar.
Oh, wow. And it's covered up in brush now. You
Debris
can't
now,
hardly
yeah.
see it. Yeah, wow. There you go. These are Ball Ground, Cherokee County kids. and it was just a really, really good day. A lot of folks turned out. The weather was perfect. We were thinking rain out the night before because it was rainy, it was crazy, it was dreary, and then the day turned out to be absolutely beautiful. And I think these pictures are courtesy of Hewitt Rabel. And also, let me tell you something, we have a video of this parade that is compliments of Fred Wyndham, and I think we're going to try to link it up on my video talk. But a lot of folks came out to see the sights. It was an all-day event. Now, there's a beautiful guy there. His name is Daisy Dean. Can you give us a little history of Daisy Dean? Where did Daisy get her start? Their start.
Well, he's or he, she, or whatever, is a good
Now,
old
there's
fella.
Miss Cherokee Rose, and honey, she has got them Tina Turner legs going on. She is gorgeous. Yeah, there you go. And she was in a really pretty Corvette. Oh my gosh.
David Dean's wife, Dorothy, is in a nice Mustang.
I think they're going to be coming here before long. It was the $1.98 beauty pageant, and he is the reigning queen. Is that a term we could use on local television? He's a queen.
I wonder which one of them won. I don't even know how many there was.
I don't know, but he had to give up his crown, and he sure did hate doing that. But he was the reigning queen, and they raised money, and
I
they
believe
raised.
that was Carl Popman, the best I could tell.
That's pretty cool. The Shriners are always involved in this, and the Shriners they make a difference every single where they go. The kids love to come out and see the Shriners. And that was a lot of fun for all the kids to see these little cars, and these guys get a little wild and crazy on these things. What kind of engine you think's in it? It's not a 396, is it?
What, in those little,
Yeah,
I would say just little go-kart engines, I don't know.
probably, or lawnmower
Maybe a little
engines.
souped up. Look, there's a Tahoe.
Well, there's a black Tahoe.
Oh, y'all are going to get to see them little short legs barely sticking out there here in a minute.
Oh, it was fun. We had a good time, and just a nice, nice bunch of people in Ball Ground. There's our buddy Rich Scott handing out the Smarties. Now, folks like Smarties.
Now, we said that Sherry didn't do any walking. Rich did. He walked the whole
He did.
Main Street and handed out candy.
He did. And we gave out some DVDs, and folks love that. Now, see, you can see I am hanging out of there, just barely. But it was a lot of fun, and a lot of nice, nice folks.
Now, see that red Chevelle right there? You know
I
who that
do.
belongs to?
No.
Gary Cheshire.
There you go.
He bought that brand new, kept it for a few years, sold it, and then later in years bought it back.
Bought it back. I think there's a story about that in the Cherokee
There's a
County
story.
paper.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There it is. There's that. Is it a 70 Chevelle?
I don't know.
I believe it is. I believe it is. And there's Ball Ground's finest. Now, if you can tell me who owns the property right down the street from where Ball Ground's finest fire station is, there's a big old house there that's been there 105 years.
Yeah, at least.
If anybody can call us right now at 866-939-2329, you're going to not only win a DVD, you're going to win The Singing Cooks. And this is Greatest Hits Volume 1. And this has got Earth's Loss is Heaven's Gain on it, so you're going to win that. If you can tell me who owns the house. Actually, this lovely lady just celebrated a big birthday, and she owned much of downtown Ball Ground, and
Yeah,
the fire station was part of it.
she actually owned the property where between Dot's Restaurant and the railroad tracks where the gazebo is, and they had a lot of concessions there.
Right, this weekend.
She don't own it now, but she once owned that. That's where the old motel was.
So if you can call us at 866-939-2329, we're gonna give you, and this is one of my favorite CDs ever. It has the song Earth's Loss is Heaven's Gain. We have a very, very special birthday on 5/16. Happy birthday to Danny Ellis from his mother. So happy, happy birthday. And we have some announcements. This area and many, many other areas, 13 counties in Georgia have been declared disaster areas. Bartow County, Floyd County, Lamar and Monroe counties, Catoosa, Dade, Meriwether, Morgan and Greene, Spalding, Troup, Walker, Pickens, Polk, Rabun. They have all been declared disaster areas because of the tornadoes that came through. GEMA is giving all information about these offices and what you can do if you need to sign up for help. Call 621-3362 for information on what hours they're going to be available. And this is one of those things, there will be some government funding available, but I hope you have your paperwork and I hope you can get ready because there'll be some red tape. It's hard, you know, you have to get everything in order to handle this. But once again, phone numbers, and in Pickens County, it is out. Everybody knows where you pay your water bill, and everybody knows where you pay your taxes. They have an office set up there in the Pickens County building that used to be the old Pickens General Hospital. So there you go. We're going to go to something, and their office is open 7 to 10 daily, and this is the FEMA office, and it's 1-800-621-3362, and again, it is in Pickens County, right out there at the old Pickens General Hospital. You shouldn't have any trouble finding that. So we are going to go take you on a little trip with us. We went to Knoxville to meet Wanda Jackson. I went to Brentwood, Tennessee to meet with Donna Fargo, and brought back some really, really good memories of these ladies, and I want to share a little bit of both of their specials with you. And we're going to play something. This goes out to Angela, who is in ICU at Piedmont Mountainside. I want to say a big, big thank you to all the staff, all the ER, the EMTs, everybody who found her, everybody who helped her. And let me tell you a little word to the wise. Her ex-husband went to check on her because nobody could get her on the phone. She was out of it for hours. If you can't find somebody, if you can't get a hold of somebody, go check on them. A moment saved her life. If he had not gotten there when he did, it would have been over. He checked on her, and by the time he got to her, it was really, really critical. But thank goodness the EMTs worked hard with her. They immediately put her on a ventilator. She is now off the ventilator. She is doing better. And this song, the Caylors kept saying, tell her we love her, tell her we love her. There's no better way to tell somebody you love them than to do it through a song. And so we're going to go to the Caylors now, and they're going to do, this was done up at Salem number 2. And this song goes out to Angela and to all the crew, all the staff, everybody at Piedmont Mountainside who helped us get through Saturday. No, it's I'll Live Again, and I'm not sure if it's number 5 on there or where it is, but just play a couple of them. That'll be fine. And then we're going to come back and we're going to show you a little tiny bit of Wanda Jackson and Donna Fargo. So here we go to the Caylors, and this goes out especially for Angela, who is on her way to recovery. She is still in ICU. We're not sure how long that's going to happen, but they do have TVs in ICU. So here we go to the Caylor family from Salem number 2.
Because she wants to stand for the Lord.
That's not the one.
Lord in heaven above, why did you pick me to love, and why you love me, I don't understand. I see others more worthy, Lord Jesus.
call that third generation Caylor.
Well, now, who is she?
I think that's Missy's daughter, so
Okay.
third generation Caylor. Okay, we're gonna go to, or is that the other daughter's
That's
daughter?
what I was
That's
thinking,
the other
but,
daughter. I believe you're right. Gosh, I hate when he's right. He's right. He's right more than he's wrong. Trust me, dadgummit.
I don't,
Believe it is.
what's her name?
Don't ask me that, because right now it just
I
went
couldn't-
away.
I don't remember
I can't
either.
remember. But Miss Caylor, I know that's your granddaughter. Okay, we have several birthdays we've got to get through. Larry Edmondson, happy birthday. Will you fold that up for me, please? Carolyn Beavers, who has 13 other brothers and sisters, happy birthday from them and from your husband. And Miss Ruby Boers, happy birthday to you. And to Fred Rhodes, who is celebrating the big 6-0. Happy birthday to each of you. You will go in the birthday drawing, and keep in mind, our local community bakeries and stores make it possible for us to give you a cake. The Dairy Queen is involved in this. So many folks came on board to help us, and you get a great cake. So every Friday we do draw. Call in your birthdays. We're going to show you a tiny bit of either Wanda Jackson or Donna Fargo. I don't really care, either one. We have had a great opportunity of meeting people. We've met some stars. We've met some people who will never be stars, who have impressed me so much. Nobody knows Loretta Loudermilk could be a star. She could be a shining star in your life. She is going to be in charge of the kitchen now up at Copper Hill Methodist. Today begins the new community meal at Copper Hill Methodist. If you want to go and eat and you don't have transportation, show up at Harbor Ministries at 4 o'clock. There will be a van. I wore my shirt today. I can't show you the back of it, but it says McKaysville, Copper Hill, Ducktown, where
Why can't you show
rivers,
the back?
mountains, and good friends meet. Well, because you can't get to my back. But we'll show you. Somehow we'll figure out a way. But it says where rivers, mountains, and good friends meet. We met some friends who were stars. We met some friends who were just plain old great folks, and Loretta is one of those. Joyce Bryson has worked tirelessly to put this together. David White has been involved in it. So many of you cared enough to bring back the community meal. So remember today, 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock at the Copper Hill Methodist Church. We're going to go now to a little bit of either Wanda Jackson. She is a lady I admired all my life, and last night when I watched that movie I really wasn't crazy about, I realized this music was perfect for it. So here we go to our interview with Wanda Jackson up in Knoxville, Tennessee. Is that right?
I believe so.
Won't you take me along to be with
In 1952, she won a local contest and was given a 15-minute daily show on KLPR. The program soon upped to 30 minutes, lasted throughout Jackson's high school years.
It can't be wrong for me to care if you will say you love me, my life.
Jackson insisted on finishing high school before hitting the road. When she did, her father became her road manager and hit the road with her. Her mother made and helped design Wanda's stage outfits. I was the first one to put some glamour in the country music. Fringe dresses, high heels, long earrings. Jackson set up these outfits. When Jackson first toured in 1955 and 56, she was placed on a bill with none other than Elvis Presley. The two hit it off almost immediately. Jackson said it was Presley, along with her father, who encouraged her to sing rockabilly.
I love a mean man who lives uptown. When I want him most, he's not around. He's a mean man. Ooh, Lordy, he's a mean man. He's a mean man, but I love him all I can. Now he calls at 7, wants a date at 8. Never on time, he's always late. He's a mean man. Ooh, evil is a mean man. He's a a dance. He holds me
To
tight.
beautiful downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. We are really downtown in a district of old warehouses, and I'm welcoming a lady I have lived a lifetime waiting to meet Miss Wanda Jackson. When I first met you, hey darling, I told you what the song Right or Wrong meant to me.
Yes, you did.
Tonight you did a set with a practice, a lot of rockabilly songs, but you didn't do my song.
Oh, well, that's easy. I don't have to rehearse it.
That's right. On the way home, I'm going to listen to your CD.
Oh,
Now, I wanted to meet you because I know you've just been inducted into the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
yeah, I got that.
Imagine that. Now, was Bob Dylan a big part of that?
I don't know how big a part. He did play a part, along with Elvis Costello and Bruce Springsteen.
A lot of respect to you, young lady. A
Well,
lot of respect.
It's been nice.
Yes, it has. Now, right now, you're working on a new project. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, another thing I'm excited about is that I was beginning to think, you know, this is the cream of the crop. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You don't go anywhere from there. Where am I going to go? And then the phone rings, and it's Jack White
Oh, wow.
of the White Stripes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he has his own record company and recording studio, and he wanted to record me, do a single and an album. So I thought a minute, and I said yes.
Oh, yes. 1 minute, yes. Okay, we really, really enjoyed that trip. That was a lot of fun meeting her. Now, Donna Fargo was one of the first people I was lucky enough to interview, and I was a little bit nervous about Donna Fargo because she had MS, and I thought, ooh, it's going to be a downer. I'm going to see this poor lady in this poor, pitiful shape. No, not at all. She's been fighting MS 30-something years and doing really, really well. And it was a great opportunity. From that, I decided I wanted to go meet and greet other people, and we love sharing that with y'all. So if you haven't seen the Wanda Jackson special, maybe we'll have it on again soon. It was a lot of fun for me. It was really, really neat, and I've enjoyed meeting people I didn't know. You knew a lot about Gene Watson. I knew nothing about him. We love sharing that with you, and in the near future, we're going to share a little bit more of that. I hope we get to meet somebody really cool this year. I hope that there's somebody out there special that will touch your heart. There's some that have touched mine. Many of you touch my hearts every single day. This weekend, you all touched my heart. So many people were calling. So many people were texting. Thank you very much for caring about my child. She is on the road to recovery. It is going to be a while. They are x-raying her today for many, many issues that are going on with her. But we know that prayers are heard. So please continue to pray. And if you get a chance, send Angela a message on Facebook. You got anything you want to say about Ball Ground?
Good morning, Ball Ground.
Good morning, Ball Ground.
Had a
Good
good
morning.
time down
We
there
had a
Saturday.
great time. Thank you very much for welcoming us. We'll see you again. We will see you again here, right here, every day, Monday through Friday, only on ETC3. Don't touch that dial. Here comes my buddy Rich Scott, Trading Time.
Slow down, sister, 'cause I just can't love you, but I just can't get you off my mind.